sentence him to death. She couldn't. Unfortunately, she couldn't. Now they had to send it back to her. So last year, Nnamdi Kanu had to force her to recuse herself because she's compromised. So when it was too much for her, she recused herself and said, well, I don't want to be part of the case anymore. Guess what? The vested interest, the president of the Court of Appeal in Nigeria insisted that no, she must continue with the case. In law, there is something called recuser. You can recuse yourself, especially if you have been found compromised, that you will never give any fair trial, fair judgments. You have to excuse yourself. Another judge should be assigned to the case. But no, the appeal court or so president insisted that no, she must continue. Go back, you must continue. And since then, it's been adjournment indefinito, which means we don't know when we're going to converge again. We don't know when we're going to convene again. Until yesterday. Before that same yesterday, Nnamdi Kanu's lawyers filed the case to say Nnamdi Kanu's trial should be transferred to the eastern part of Nigeria. They won't let him go to prison, but rather he kept in the DSS dungeon, where some people are milking. Their milking is detention. They are making so much money from it. They can't kill him. They can't let him go. They have sleepless nights about him. They are more or less like a traumatized of him, scared of what it's going to be like if he's no longer within their own, within their control. One single man. They're scared shits out of those who claim to be powerful people in the biggest black nation on earth. What an irony. Now, like I said yesterday, surprisingly, Bintan Yako now sent a memo and said she wants to see Nnamdi Kanu in court on Monday. Meanwhile, before all of this, so should be when you accuse somebody of something, right? You have to bring your evidence. Guess what? They said to try Nnamdi Kanu, all their witnesses, they will cover eyes, or they will give testimony behind the curtain. I want to see the people who are going to accuse me of all this crime that you have accused me of, right? That you are charging me of. So I need to see them, and they should face me and say, like, okay, me, Nnamdi Kanu, right? I sat with them and I plotted this and that with them. If they are indeed honest. So they had to drag that for a while until Nnamdi Kanu actually defeated them, that their own appeal court said, return him back to Kenya. The extraordinary rendition of Nnamdi Kanu was so wrong that Nigeria was supposed to be sanctioned. You broke international law. It's unprecedented. It's unbelievable. But because Nigeria is not a real place, Nigeria is a crime scene led by different kind of criminals. They continue to illegally detain him. You need to remember this. Nnamdi Kanu in detention is an illegal detention. Trying to legalize it will not change that. Illegal detention. So everything, the appeal court said Nnamdi Kanu cannot be tried in Nigeria, in any court in Nigeria, until the process of extraditing him, which is renditioning, by the way, extraordinary renditioning, which is like kidnapping somebody and bundling them back, drugging them and bundling them back to the country. That is barbaric. That is criminal. You cannot try such person in any court in Nigeria. As lawless as Nigeria is, they said, you cannot try him in any court in Nigeria. You can't. I mean, I've said this many times, okay? Even you that is watching me, that disagrees with Nnamdi Kanu, you hated his guts. You just like, that's fine. Everyone can like, everyone can love you, everyone can't like you. But you still have to do things legally. You don't say, because I don't like my ego, then the next thing, my rights should be taken away. I should be locked up somewhere illegally because you don't like me. That's not how the world works. No, that is not how it works. Because you see, injustice to anyone is a threat to justice anywhere. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. It will be your own turn tomorrow. Worse still, right? You will scream, you will cry blood. And that is how injustice works. You don't have to like somebody. You don't even have to agree with them. It doesn't matter. See, I don't like this Nnamdi. Fine. But when you say he should die in jail, you are just being barbaric, an animal. That's who you are. Because that is not how the world works or should work. I don't like somebody doesn't mean that they are guilty of anything. No. Not even when you have argued it out and you have been defeated in your own court too. In your own court. That's the point, right? I'm not saying you should agree with him. No. It's not compulsory. You don't even want Biafra. Yes, it's fine. That's how they see. In this world, right? Nnamdi Kanu himself said, there are those who don't want Biafra. They have the right to it. There are those who want Biafra, who also have the right to it. You can't say because you don't want it, and those who want it, they don't have the right to say they want it. The only thing that can settle it for everybody is what? A referendum where you can campaign for one Nigeria, and others will have the same right to campaign for Biafra. And then one day, everybody will go out there and cast their ballot and say, I want Biafra. Yes. I don't want Biafra. No. And if the no's have it, so be it. He said, I will go away. You will never see me again. And if the yes have it, let the process of the breaking up of the contraption begin. There is no crime in that. Referendum is not war. Those who are putting that war in your head, those who are making you feel so triggered, they are those who are benefiting from this contraption, not you. Because if I sat you down right now and say, listen, how is Nigeria benefiting you? You are likely probably never going to be able to say it. Nigeria is not at war. Hundreds of thousands of people are being slaughtered by terrorists who cannot be punished. Terrorists who cannot be tried. Terrorists who cannot be jailed. You are not mad. You are mad at someone that is asking for a peaceful referendum. Referendum is not war. You want to cause war in Nigeria. Are you not at war already? In 2024 alone, 614,000 Nigerians were slaughtered by terrorists. Even in Syria, they don't kill us that much. Russia versus Ukraine, they didn't kill that much in a single year. So if these criminals who are putting war in your head continue to lie to you, one day you will lie dead. You will be lying dead somewhere, in a ditch or somewhere, slaughtered and killed. And because to them, you are just a number. You are just a number. Referendum is not war. No matter how much scared you are, no matter how much unrealistically afraid that you are, you know? So now they want to see him on Monday. You know? It's so unfortunate though. Every time I look at those who are parading themselves as Igbo politicians, Igbo governors, spineless, crooked criminals, all for what? Because they want to be governor. Soludom used to visit him. Soludom will go there, take pictures. And then he made a 360-degree turnaround and said, the release of Nnamdi Kanu cannot guarantee any peace in Eastern Nigeria. Politicians. Because they want to look good. They don't want their puppet masters in Abuja, in Sokoto, in Niger. They don't want them to see them as enabling the idea of a Biafra. So they have to prove to them that they will do anything and everything to crush their own people. Don't worry, we'll do everything to bring them to their knees, sir. Sir, don't worry, there's no Biafra. We told you there will never be any Biafra, sir. Don't worry. We will kind of do our best, because that's exactly what they are doing. And it is so unfortunate. No, it is. You know, I mean, I remember, I think it was last year when these same mofos met in Enugu as well. Remember this?
Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
A communique issued today, 2nd July 2024, by the Southeast Governors Forum. The forum commiserated with the government and people of Abia State, Ebonyi, Imo State, indeed the entire Southeast region and Nigeria, and the family of Ogbonnaya family. The people of Ogbonnaya family on the demise of His Excellency Dr. Ogbonnaya Onu. The forum received the delegation of the former President Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, GCFR, Chief Emeka Anyoko, GCON, and His Royal Majesty Igwe Emeka Achebe, CFR, the Obi of Onitsha, who came on a solidarity visit to this forum. The forum deliberated on the reviewed report of the Southeast Security and Economic Summit held in Owerri on the 28th September 2023 and agreed to implement the aspects of the report pertaining to security and economic integration of the region, and affirmed its desire to put actionable plans on the key issues agreed. The forum resolved to visit Mr. President to discuss the pressing issues, all pressing issues concerning the Southeast region. The forum also deliberated and resolved to interface with the federal government to secure the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and the meeting adjourned whenever. Thank you. Signed, His Excellency the Governor of Imo State, Senator Hope Uzodinma, CON. His Excellency Dr. Lex Oti, OFR, the Governor of Abia State. His Excellency Professor Chukwuma Soludo, CFR, the Governor of Anambra State. His Excellency Right Honorable Francis Winfrey, the Governor of Ebonyi State. And finally, our host governor, His Excellency Dr. Peter Mba. Thank you all, and may God bless you.
Just for the camera. Behind the scene, they don't give a shit. They don't give a damn. They continue to persecute the IPOB members, persecute everyone that is associated with Nnamdi Kanu. Behind the scene. From Imo State to Abia, from Abia to Anambra, from Anambra to Ebonyi, and from Ebonyi to Enugu. And there are people who have become victims of the Fulani attacks, have received near zero attention, unfortunately. When it is politically convenient like this, right, they can always grab the media and say, oh, we are talking to get and discuss with the release of Nnamdi Kanu, the leader. Or fake, or fake. Because their worst fear is the free Nnamdi Kanu. If that Nnamdi Kanu is free and is pretty much still demanding for is Biafra. They have no idea what that will mean. And they are afraid of that, sincerely. Yeah. So Nyako, who from the blues wrote to Nnamdi Kanu's lawyers yesterday, demanded that Nnamdi Kanu must be brought to court on Monday. Okay, for what? Because the last time Nnamdi Kanu told categorically that I am not defending anything because I've not got any case before you. There's no court that will try me, and I'm not putting up any defense. So she angrily said, okay, if you're not going to put on any defense then, so I'm just going to adjourn this case, sign down. That is until further notice. So Nnamdi Kanu sent a message out yesterday that nobody should beg Tinubu. Because if Nigeria is a country, it's a country that has a rule of law. All it has to be is that since it is a court case, right? All it takes is just for your court to follow your rules. That's all. Just follow your own laws, follow your own rules, and then watch everything sort itself. Nigeria is currently owing, in court judgment, Nigeria is currently owing Nnamdi Kanu over 3 billion naira. Do you know that? They won't pay it, of course. Even though Nnamdi Kanu said they will pay. They will pay one way or the other. Over 3 billion in your own Nigerian court. Do you know that? I don't know what propaganda they fed you. I don't know which one they are feeding you right now. And I don't know which of the ones you are still going to be fed again. But the truth of the matter is this. When it is time for them to present all this evidence and to use it to back up their own case against Nnamdi Kanu, they don't. They just feed you all of this on social media, feed you all this stuff, right? But when they go into their own court, present this evidence and say Nnamdi Kanu did this, Nnamdi Kanu did that, right? They won't, they can't. True story. And that is why majority of you who don't like his guts, you've already convicted him on social media. And that's fine. It is inconsequential. Some are so afraid, yeah, that they believe that, and it is kind of like a case of people who are so worried of the unknown. Some are saying, he don't get any influence anymore. That even if they release him, he doesn't have any influence. So yeah, you release him. Tell them to release him first. And watch how the people they have traumatized, bullied, massacred in the last 3 years alone, in the last 3 years, in the last 4 years, watch them roll out the red carpet, you know, the drums, and welcome their own golden son. Do you really think the terror that they have unleashed on the eastern part of Nigeria in the last 4 years alone, do you think that will be enough to stop those who knows what Nnamdi Kanu stands for from actually identifying with him? Asari Dokudump is walking about like the king of the pigs right now, making himself feel like an invincible, powerful militia, you know, lording it over the innocent people of the eastern part of Nigeria, perpetrating all kind of criminality and believing that he is so untouchable and so powerful. But they are so afraid of a man with microphone. Asari Dokudump is there with guns. He's got people with guns surrounding him and the rest of that, making himself feel so powerful, but they are so afraid of a man with just microphone. Nnamdi Kanu, the man that assembled over 10,000 young people, trained them, uniformed them, until the day he published the video of the ESN. Everybody was like, what? How did he do it? How did Nnamdi Kanu assemble this massive number of young people? Where did he assemble them? How did he train them? There were those who are still asking that question till tomorrow. In fact, it was believed that this was the moment that Bukwari and others were so concerned that they didn't believe the Igbo governors didn't know anything about what Nnamdi Kanu is doing. And they didn't. They were like, how did Nnamdi, have you seen that picture of the video of the ESN? It's copyrighted, that's why I can show you right now. The last time I had it on the Mayegun's diary,